So was it just me, or did anyone come out of the new Apple event and not really feel compelled or even interested in dropping over $1,000 on a new phone? How's it going, good people? My name's Pedro, and a few days ago, Apple held their their high speed event, where they dropped a new HomePod mini and 4 new iPhones. And all in all, I came out of the event more confused than anything on why they dropped new phones this year, and really wondering what was the real features or the real benefit that they brought to the masses with the new iPhone 12 Pro Max and the new iPhone 12 and 12 mini. But let me get into that in a second. So now before we jump into it, I think there's one thing to just straighten out first and foremost. I personally am not an Apple hater. My day-to-day usage does revolve mostly around a Windows-based laptop and an Android phone, but in the past I have used both Macs, iPads, and iPhones, and have been pretty well versed in the Apple ecosystem. In fact, my daily driver used to be an iPad and an iPhone, so I guess I definitely understand Apple's sort of place in the market and Apple's stance, and I definitely do think Apple is an industry leader. Whilst they might not drop the newest features the moment they come out, whenever they do push an update or release a device, normally there's a lot of thought put into it and the whole ecosystem is considered as a whole. So now the first thing Apple announced in this event was the new HomePod mini, and this is a really decent move by Apple. With the large shift in home automation, people have really been taking on things like Philips Hue lights or even integrating their Netflix accounts with their speakers, their devices, their TVs, and pretty much automating all of the things. And having a smart speaker really helps remove that bit of friction between yelling at Siri to start a movie on Netflix, dim the lights, or even add popcorn to your groceries list because we've all forgotten it. And I really think having a smart speaker definitely brings us a step closer to every Iron Man movie where we can pretty much have Jarvis control everything for us. So now the HomePod mini comes in 2 distinct colors. You get the classic Apple white and their new space gray, and the HomePod mini is also a much smaller physical speaker this time, and the great thing about it, with its new smaller size, it really helps sort of blend into the background of any sort of home decor, and its minimalistic design really goes unnoticed amongst any of your home entertainment stuff, or even if you keep it near a plant, it just sort of blends and meshes in really well. The HomePod mini comes in at $99, and from Apple announcing it, it'll be released November 16th. So that's enough about this small overpriced speaker. Let's jump into the main event. The new Apple Silicon Macs. Wait, what? Oh, they didn't talk about those. Okay. The new iPad Pro. No, they didn't drop that either. Fine. The new iPhone 12s then. So this year, they really helped simplify the branding of the iPhone. Now it's 2 distinct models and 2 distinct sizes. So you simply choose whether you want the iPhone 12 or 12 Pro Max, and then from that there, you're able to choose a smaller iPhone 12 mini, the standard iPhone, the iPhone 12 Pro, or the bigger iPhone 12 Pro Max. Along with that, all iPhones now support 5G across the board. Now this is really good for anyone who's looking to have faster downloads and uploads while they're on the go, and they're basically saying you can do essentially anything you'd expect on Wi-Fi and enjoy the low latency and high throughput on the go now, which is really good for a lot of people. Along with that as well, Apple announced something called Ceramic Shield, which is basically a coating on the top of all iPhones, which give a lot more fall resistance and prevent the screen from cracking and breaking. In their testing, they're claiming up to 4 times resistance as opposed to a screen which doesn't have the ceramic coating. And now all the new iPhones have this new redesigned look, which is a throwback to the original iPhone 4 days, which has a much cleaner and well-defined boxy look of the new iPhone. I personally am a very big fan of this. I really did miss the old iPhone 4 and how clean and boxy and squared off the shape of the iPhone looked. So now when it comes to the 2 different models, everything I mentioned was on the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. The next set of features are effectively all reserved for the 12 Pro. On the 12 Pro, there is now a stainless steel border around the phone, which really helps with feeling more premium and would help with fall protection as well. Along with that, the 12 Pro now has a new LiDAR sensor on it, which has effectively been pulled off the old iPads and stuck on the new iPhone. This is really good, I guess, if you are one of the like 10 people that need to use it for professional use. And along with that, there are two distinct colors for the 12 Pro. Very sort of gaudy and flashy gold, which I know some people will be a fan of. And then along with that, you have a very nice, clean Pacific blue, is what they're calling it. So now onto the things that I'm not so happy about with this event. To start with, the new iPhone doesn't really feel like it needs to exist. Sure, 5G is a great thing to have, but to make it the center point of their entire presentation, I really didn't think it was warranted with the new iPhone. Because you can get 5G on a slew of new phones. That's not really the reason people pick up an iPhone. It's to get a stellar experience and to have features that are more refined than you can find on other devices. Sure, Ceramic Shield's good and the LiDAR sensor is okay, I guess, but all in all, I didn't really feel like it was a standout year for Apple, and that this wasn't a really standout event for Apple. And I know people are going to be upset by this, but I really think it would have been better for them to just wait a year and then drop the new iPhone next year with a bunch of new features, rather than just pushing something out of the door that wasn't really ready. The next thing I'm a little disappointed with when it comes to Apple is the fact that they've gone ahead and taken out the power plug from the actual box itself. Now, I understand the environment perspective and the fact that they can save on manufacturing, save on shipping costs, blah blah blah, but if you're going to give people a USB-C cable, you need to make sure that they have a corresponding power brick, because now people are going to be in the situation where you'll be able to pick up an iPhone and it'll run out of juice and you won't have a way of charging it, which is honestly a bit of an oversight on Apple's end, if you ask me. The final thing that I'm a little upset about is the fact that the iPhone is still using Lightning. On the Macs you have USB-C, on the iPads you have USB-C, but on the iPhones you're still using the outdated Lightning connector? Come on, Apple. Your Macs use it, your iPads use it, why not just bring the iPhone into the slew and basically have a single cable for everything? Isn't that what you want, to have everything be as simple and user-friendly for all of your customers? And I guess with that as well, it would be really good for everyone to jump on the USB-C train, to have a single cable to charge all of your devices. In fact, a lot of lower-end smartphones now even sport USB-C, so I guess Apple, you really don't have a choice but to really catch up with everyone else, because you're just making things worse for your own consumers, whereas we're all going to pick up an iPhone and basically have to use 2 to 3 different cables, whether we're charging our iPads, whether we're charging our Macs, or whether we're charging our iPhones. So that wraps it up for this video. If you like this video, hit that like button and maybe think about getting subscribed. I'm really excited for what Apple has to bring to the table, not with their iPhones, but moreover with their iPads and the new MacBooks with the Apple Silicon chips in them. Hopefully we get that sometime in November, because there are rumors of an Apple event coming in November, and fingers crossed that they're good, because I'm a little disappointed coming out of this event talking about the iPhone. I really didn't think it needed to be dropped this year. All in all, they probably should have just waited till next year and dropped a much better product. But I guess that's my thoughts anyway. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Either way guys, my name's been Pedro, hope you all have a good one.